Job done there. But Tevan Evans with us, Western Guilford quarterback. Touchdown to Keenan Stevens last week. Describe how that play worked for you?
Well, our coordinator at the top, he was reading the safety. He was flying over on our sprint out, so he told me, look back, and Keenan, if the safety flies over, and he's wide open for him.
I was watching a middle school game yesterday. It's unreal. I'm just going to put this in layman's. Kind of unreal how good quarterbacks are. I was watching these middle school quarterbacks. They just sit back there and chuck the ball, perfect spiral down the field, about 40 yards it looked like.
The kids these days, they're getting good watching football.
They must be watching a lot of football.
They're learning a lot.
Watching the games on TV and popping in those video games and seeing it. Because I remember I was a younger kid, I felt like I was pretty good. What they would let us do on Fridays, when you had a football game on Friday during your last period of the day, everybody took 6-period PE. So Fridays, you didn't dress out. You know way you dress out on a Friday, you might get hurt before the game. Anyway, you go out to the football field, and if you were lucky, they give you a ball, let you touch a ball. If you're a lineman, you got to touch the ball. If you're a defensive player or whatever, you get to see the ball, put it in your hand, all this kind of crazy thing, and just throw it as far as you can. We were lucky maybe to throw it about 35, 40, maybe 45 yards. This day and time, these quarterbacks, like I said, as middle school kids, maybe it's the way they're gripping the ball. Maybe it's the way he's teaching them better about how to throw the ball.
A lot of experience the coaches have been through. The coaches have been playing. They've known what the ball feels like and how it should be thrown.
Who taught you how to throw the football?
I pretty much learned throwing around as a child and just growing up, just the natural feel for it.
If we had a football in here, I've got one in my trunk. I'm not going to bring it in. Maybe I should one week. But anyway, do you hold it kind of with the fingers around the side, or you grip that with the thumb up around the top? How some quarterbacks do to get better grip?
I put the thumb on the bottom of the ball.
Gotcha, on the bottom. Now, the fingers on the laces, are they like that?
I only put 2 fingers on the laces.
2 fingers on the laces? Do you look to get a good tight spiral when you throw, or does it matter?
Mostly just get the ball in my hands and an accurate throw, but the spiral would be nice.
Strong, straight throw, or more of a high projection?
In between.
Yeah, sometimes it depends on the situation, too. Watching those crazy middle school quarterbacks, they just roll out, and they get a receiver like your guy, probably Keenan Stevens, have him fly up the field, just let him find the ball.
He's a good target to
let him run to it. You got to love that, because, I mean, you can almost, if he's got any breakaway strength, you can almost throw him a quick one to the outside, his height. If you need a quick couple of yards, throw it up high, he grabs it, 2 yards, got a first down.
R.J. Reynolds, he had a nice screen. We had a nice screen to him. He broke a few tackles and took it to the house.
Mm-hmm. What year is he?
He's a junior.
You're a junior too, right?
Yes, sir.
And Kevin's a junior. A lot of young players on that team. We said earlier that the fans and the people that follow the team could just kind of hang in there. I mean, working on it this year, next year could really be a big year, all those younger players.
Yeah, we have a lot of opportunities this year and next year.
Where did you come up? Did you come up to the Western Guilford JV program, go back to the Guilford Middle School program, a youth program in that community? How did you reach the Western Guilford varsity football status?
They saw me come out freshman year. I played for Conoto Middle School.
Conoto, okay.
With Kevin, and I came in hoping to play. I was thinking to play wide receiver as a freshman, but they ended up putting me at quarterback freshman year. It was a new experience.
Now you're a junior now. Did you get to play any football? We hate to bring other names up that are not with you any longer, but hey, we like to drop names. Whatever we can, we'll drop a name in. What about Austin Prohl? Was he around back then?
I didn't get to play with him.
Didn't get to play Austin Prohl. Okay, gotcha. Hey, Conoto, though, did you get to play with did Coach Bell? Did he get to work with
he's a great coach.
That's what I hear. Coach Quincy Bell. Put a shout out for him. Excellent coach at Conoto. And you guys had good teams there, I guess.
Yeah, we did. Undefeated. I didn't get to play 7th grade year, but they went undefeated that year. And then when I played 8th grade year, we went undefeated.
Back-to-back years undefeated there. Any other guys that maybe branched out, went to other teams like Northwest or other schools out of Conoto that have done well?
Mark Murphy.
Mark Murphy, defensive back, Northwest Guilford, former quarterback back in the day.
So,
he was a good little quarterback.
Yeah, he was good. There's a young guy. He's a sophomore this year, Camden Smith. He's going to be real good. A lot of guys have graduated that in 6th grade I saw play when they were there. Anthony Harding.
Anthony Harding, number 7. Yeah, Northwest Guilford, got about 333 yards. Just a good running back.
Yeah, he was
tall guy too.
Yeah,
Listen, man, this guy's so tall. How did he get so lucky to be that tall and still be a running back? You're that tall and you're a running back. You got about what? Extra yard and a half, 2 yards. You get hit and fall forward. How tall are you?
5'10".
You're okay. You're okay. Still growing, I'm sure. Are you a running quarterback or maybe a passing quarterback?
Mostly running quarterback.
Mostly a running quarterback. So you fit all the new systems in, because so many college coaches nowadays, they want these guys to be the running quarterbacks too.
Yeah, there's a lot of read option, a lot of good stuff. Get the ball in the hands. Get around the defensive ends.
What would you say your favorite college team is?
I grew up a Virginia Tech fan.
Virginia Tech?
I had my best friend. He was born in Virginia, and I hung out with him a lot. lot, and their parents couldn't play.
Do you follow Michael Vick these days?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I was a big fan of Eddie Royal.
Eddie Royal. Was Eddie wide receiver?
He was a slot receiver.
Yeah, gotcha. Outstanding player. They had the Sugg kid there, too. I think he might have been a linebacker defensive player. Might have wanted to play for the Ravens. I may be wrong. But and there was another Sugg kid, too. You probably know, too, out of Northwest. Johnny Sugg. Yeah. Give him a prop tonight, too. With us, Tevan Evans, Western Guilford quarterback, and 5'10", throwing the ball to Keenan Stevens and others for the Hornets. Talk about your favorite college team, Virginia Tech. What about your favorite professional team?
Big Broncos fan. Big.
Oh, man, you got to be happy then.
Yeah, they turned it around this year. They had a good season last year. They couldn't pull it off, but they're looking good this year.
Remember that playoff game? I think they might have been playing the Ravens on that Saturday afternoon. Looked like the Broncos had it wrapped up.
Yeah, I thought we were winning the Super Bowl.
I don't know how the Ravens came back in that game.
Yeah,
Still can't believe it. Amazing. What about John Fox? Not really saying much about John question-wise, but just stop thinking. John Fox, guy with the Carolina Panthers, couldn't buy a win at times in Carolina once they had made it to the Super Bowl, and they hit that decline with the Panthers. Then he goes to Denver. They're fighting just to get a team together. All of a sudden, he gets Tebow was in there for a short period of time. Next thing, he gets Peyton Manning, and John Fox has been headed the key to the NFL.
Yeah, he's been looking pretty good out there.
He's very fortunate. Very fortunate. I would go as far as very lucky, I would say, too.
He picked up Wes Welker, which is a good receiver.
Man, Wes Welker from the Patriots. What about you got John Elway, though, running the show. You know it's going to be a pretty tight system.
Yeah.
I don't think John Elway would stand around for too much mediocrity.
No.
We use a big word. It's better. Still got a few of those big words left up to Elway. I saw him on TV here today when I was eating lunch at Shane's this afternoon. Just walking around, looks like some guy's like a trial lawyer with his suit and the shades and the tie. He was not going to settle for that team to be weak, and they're definitely strong now.
Yes.
Favorite pro quarterback? I wrote some names down. Let's see about some of them. What about Vic? Is Vic one of your favorites?
He's in there.
What about Cam Newton?
Cam Newton's I really like his style of play.
What about RG3?
He's good. He's really good. His knee is messed up, but if he feels confident, he'll pull it off.
What about is it Colin Kaepernick?
He showed up last year.
You like him?
Yeah, he's a really big surprise.
Never dreamed he would be that good of a runner, an outstanding runner too.
No one knew, and they showed it last year.
What about Alex Smith, Kansas City?
He was pretty good. He led them to NFC game, championship game. One year.
With the 49ers, yeah. Then they made the change, and then Kaepernick comes in to get the Super Bowl. But boy, Alex Smith, for a guy that kind of cast off, you couldn't ask for a better landing to land with the Chiefs. They're like 4-0 now.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Pretty good.
And again, without saying, Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning's a great quarterback. Coming out of Tennessee. 7
touchdowns in the game, coming off a couple of years ago, major surgery. I mean, that's unreal. You got New England, you got Kansas City, you got Denver, you got New Orleans, all unbeaten. Who do you think holds out the longest?
KC, their defense is really good. They have
so
really
you'll put
good
KC over Denver maybe then? You're being honest.
I can see Denver, KC, they'll probably lose a big game. Denver, they have a chance of going undefeated the most.
Tevan Evans with us, Western Guilford Football and Focus, Shane's Rib Shack. Guilford County unbeaten. Who lasts the longest? We asked Kevin Guessman about this. What about Dudley, Southeast, Eastern Guilford? Who do you think stays the longest without losing a game out of the county teams?
Dudley, I feel they always had a great team. Southeast has a good running game. They have a good team too, but Dudley, they always have good teams.
Are you kind of like Kevin? Would you love to play them again this year?
Yeah, I would love to play them again.
It's got to be a good matchup. They got a heck of a defense, but boy, if you could beat a team like that, to me, there's more satisfaction beating a great team than sometimes just beating a weaker team.
Yeah, it's
I mean, if I need a win, I'm more than happy to beat a weaker team. But if you need a big push, big boost to beat that strong team, it would really help. You going with Dudley though, pretty much.
Yeah, they have a really good team.
Old Metro teams. Who do you miss playing from the old Metro days?
It was always a good game between Southern Alamance.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Remember the year, I'm going back here, a little memory time here. Remember the year Aaron Jones scored that touchdown? I don't know if you remember that one or not. Maybe before you got over there.
Yeah,
you probably heard about it, though.
Yeah.
Scored the touchdown, did the celebration, and again, he had to sit out the next week, and that was against Dudley.
Yeah.
Crazy. A lot of hard hitting going on. They got some hard hitting exchange tonight too. They're pounding it, going hard in the back. We can hear that tonight. That's good. Taking care of business. So all Metro teams would love to play Dudley, Southern Alamance.
Grimsley is fun to see.
Grimsley is the game, I think, last year. Did you guys drop that Grimsley game last year?
Oh, no, we won.
You won it. Yeah, I knew it was kind of weird coming in because Grimsley had a little bit of steam when they came to your place.
They were doing okay. They were doing okay again in the weekend.
Yeah, that was the game last year when our main man went to work. Who was that guy who went to work last year? Give me his name. His name
Trey Miller.
Trey Miller, exactly.
He's
just
a really
barely
good
escapes me.
running back.
Had a great game the year before against somebody we saw as a defensive back, picked off a bunch of passes against Dudley. Then last year, Trey Miller.
He's
Heck
really
of a game.
good. He's really athletic. Play anywhere on the field. Really good.
Where is Trey today? Any idea?
He's at Methodist.
Is he playing?
At Methodist. Yes, he's playing at Methodist.
Good deal. He should be playing. That kid was quite an athlete. Who do you say is your biggest rival these days? We asked Kevin about this too. Biggest rival nowadays?
Northwest will say the biggest rivals because a lot of people, Canodal, splitting up, knowing them.
What about Southwest? Can they become a rival maybe for you? You played them non-conference.
They could because they were our rivals middle school, Canodal.
Yeah, I heard it's Southwest. I may be kind of going out of school on this one. Southwest, a very good middle school team.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Back in the day? Describe the running of Rashad Bovion. How good a runner is he?
Rashad, he's got great vision. He can really good cuts, really athletic, really great agility. He's really good.
When you call the play, you put the ball in his hands, you feel pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident.
Good things are going to happen.
Yeah, we always get positive yards.
Got Kevin and Tevan with us tonight from Western Guilford. Other than yourself, who do you think is the best quarterback in the county?
Jonathan Lloyd's really good at Southern Alamance.
Gotcha.
He's really good.
Anybody else?
Good quarterbacks. I can't think of any right now.
How about Jake Simpson?
Jake Simpson, he's
Jake
really
was good. Jake was good till he keeps getting hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt last year. No, not last year. 2 years ago against us.
Yeah, he survived his junior year, got beat up his sophomore year, then he got injured again this year. Kind of hated for Jake. Jake said he was sitting right in that same chair here about a month ago. Then about 2 weeks later, he got hurt.
It's unfortunate sometimes to get hurt.
How about yourself? Pretty much stayed away from the injuries during the football year?
I've been pretty durable this year.
Yeah. How much do you weigh?
Around 143, 145.
You'll be up to about 170 one day, I'm sure. You'll keep growing. Got to keep growing. Tevan Evans with us at the Shane's Rib Shack on a Thursday night. Got some big games coming up. Again, Northern Guilford, we asked Kevin about this. They took the forfeit this past week. And that's looking at that forfeit. Should that go against their record? They're now 4-1. They were 5-0. That forfeit. Do you think that's?
Their team is always really good. I mean, I don't know if you could take that away from them having just a great team, just dominating both sides of the ball. I don't think you could take just one forfeit just for having one extra player.
Yeah, I guess you got to say the rules are the rules, and that's going to apply with the loss. But again, you would say at the same time they're still a very good team, and they didn't really lose the game on the field. They lost it off the field.
Yeah, just a fluke.
How about this? Let's get to the meat of the matter here. What about Southern Guilford this week? What do you think about know about Southern coming in? Going to be great competition.
Yeah, they have a really great running game. They're running back. He's really good.
How do you go about beating them from your off? You got your chances on offense. You play any defense?
No.
Okay, so you're watching it on the offensive side as a quarterback. How do you go about beating a team like that?
We just got to execute, make sure that everything's run right, run hard, and just attack their weak spots.
Exactly. Does it ever get tough on the sideline? Say you're playing quarterback. When you're on offense, you guys get to break the defense hits the field. Is it tough to be over there on the sideline watching what's going on? How do you control and
It is tough because I played sophomore year. I played free safety, and so it's hard to come off the field and not be able to contribute on the defensive side of the ball. Get
a little antsy over there sometimes, a little emotional.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sometimes start running up and down the sideline a little bit.
Yeah, I walk up and down.
Start pacing some. I know, especially when they get close to the goal line. I'm sure the other team looking to score. Don't want that. It's got to be tough too, and you can probably touch on this. You just score a big touchdown. You guys drove the field, worked your tail off to score, got the job done, put points on the board. You come over for that break on the sideline. All of a sudden, the defense lets them score, boom, just like that. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, you have to be ready at all times. Just be ready for stop, quick score, turnover. You just got to be ready at all times.
Football in Focus, Shane's Rib Shack for a Thursday night. Kevin Guessman along with Tevan Evans. Kevin and Tevan from Western Guilford playing Southern Guilford tomorrow night. Let's see here. Any particular players? I mean, we may not know by names, whatever, but looking at Southern, what do they look the toughest at? What's the toughest part of the Southern Guilford team?
Probably their run game. Their run game looks very, very good.
Gotcha.
You have to stop that.
You look across the line, do you say, hey, man, I think we need to go outside, we need to go inside from an offensive standpoint? Any breakdown on that, or you just had to wait and see?
We had some film by our offensive coordinator. He's told us little things about them that we could do.
Do you have the system set up here, guys, coming in this show that tell me about the system nowadays? You can actually watch the video at home. They've got these video accounts and things set up.
Huddle is a good way to watch film on other players.
Just pop it up on your computer and watch it?
Yes, sir.
Do you ever watch it over and over again? Say, man, I gotta watch this again. Man,
I do sometimes.
Yeah.
Like after a game that we had, see what I could have done better, and then watch our next opponent, see what we can do against them.
All we had back when I was a younger player, back in the early days, many years ago, they would give us a stapled together handout of papers, like about 10 papers on the other team stapled together. It'd have like their formations and key players and things. Coach would give you that, take it home that week. If you lost it, you didn't go back to school. You had to turn that paper back in at the end of the week. He'd give it to us. That was our scouting report. Just all those papers stapled together, everything about the other team. He'd give it to you, take it home that week, had your uniform number on it. You're like number blah, blah, blah. You take that home, you keep it studied all week, take it back to school. If you didn't take it back, you did not go, you were dead. You did not go back to school.
It's good that we have technology these days to be able to just watch.
Things have changed. I tell you, it's changed a lot. But I know if we would have had what you have today back then, we sure would have used it. It's got to be to your advantage.
Yeah, it's really good to use.
But if you're looking at this thing, I mean, you got one coach that steps up and says, hey, Coach, I got an idea. Let's break this thing down. I think we've looked at everything all week long. We studied this. We looked at it. We drilled. We ran. We hit. We busted tail. But one thing, Southern Guilford, we got to stop number 25.
Yeah, he's really good running back. He's pretty much, the whole team. He's just there.
And the thing about it is, if you play all week long, get ready for it, and get pumped up for the game, and give your best, and can't stop number 25, then you're going, man, we gave it our best, still couldn't stop the guy. So, hey, what are you going to do?
Sometimes there's good players that you play against and good teams that you play against.
Who's your top defensive player?
Probably Kevin. Kevin's a really good defensive player.
You're a captain, right?
Yes, sir.
You're a captain. Kevin's captain. Both you guys are juniors. Not too bad.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's
Do you have co-captains, or maybe 3 or 4?
Stephen Gordon, he's another captain with us, senior. He plays D-line and left tackle. Rashad Bovion, he's co-captain of the team.
Is Rashad a junior or senior?
He's junior.
Wow. That's a good thing if you got 3 junior captains, because all that leadership will carry over to next year.
It will be good for us next year.
And do the players name the captains, or the coaches name the captains?
Coaches.
Got to feel good about that too. Respect from your coaches. But if the players name the captains, and telling who might get that spot, it might be a little too crazy there. How about Western Guilford? Well, we talked about who to watch from Southern. Western Guilford, who do you think are players, if another team is studying you, who should they look out for? I mean, you can say this guy's whatever, but who are some of your better players?
We have Kevin's.
Because I'm going to be watching these guys too.
Kevin's a great player.
He's number 1.
Keenan Stevens, he's a really good target. The third team, Rashad, he's great. Mike, he's got a lot of speed on him.
Who's that now?
Mike Scott.
Mike
He's
Scott.
our other wide receiver. He's got great speed.
Gotcha.
Rajon Glover, he's a little guy, but he can run over somebody.
You guys had a little guy a couple of years ago, maybe last year before. Remember that little running back? Because that guy was a speed merchant. I wish I could remember
Ramon
that.
Ramsey.
There you go. You should have a better memory than the players. Ramon Ramsey, man, that kid could fly.
He was a hard worker. He was very fast. Track speed.
Yeah, track star. Every team seems like they got one little guy like that, because Eastern Guilford's got a guy like that. He sat in the same circle. That guy was about 5'4". I mean, but you got to really respect those kids. And looking at him before the game, you think, that guy's not going to do anything. You got, man, this guy's unreal.
Yeah, it gives the other teams someone that they don't know who's going to be there, and so it's catching by surprise.
You would love it too if you're a small guy like that, and the team's saying, don't worry about that guy. You'd love that, because, hey, next thing you know, that guy's got his
They're not paying attention to you.
under your chin with a forearm to the face. What's the best food in the Western Guilford concession stand? There's a crazy question for you.
They have great hot dogs. I love their hot dogs.
Kind of like that. That's a good, honest. I'd like that. Didn't have to really stop and think about it. You knew it right away. Good, honest answer from Tevan Evans. Who's the best teacher at Western Guilford?
Coach Causey was a really great teacher. I had him for first period last year. He was a good teacher. Miss Crown was a good biology teacher I had last freshman year. And my civics teacher, Miss Taylor, she's a great teacher. And I have great teachers this year. Coach Gordon,
Big Ken Gordon's been around for 8 ions. Sidelines, yeah. I know Coach Gordon, yeah.
He's a good teacher. We have some great teachers at Western Guilford.
Seem to enjoy your stay there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
We asked Kevin about this. What about college-wise? Looking at any colleges already, or just thinking about that some already? Colleges?
I've been thinking about some a little bit. Just getting through this season and see what I can make and see what I can do.
Focus a little more on it next year, I'm sure. Well, Connell Maynard called me last night and said, nah, just kidding. Hey, they got a good team at Winston-Salem State.
They went to the championship last
I
year.
remember the guy I was thinking about, too, that played for you guys. Later on, he moved to Page, and that's whatever happens. But he was on the state championship Page. I don't think he's playing for Winston-Salem State, but he played for them maybe last year as a freshman. Orlando Hatfield. Remember Orlando? That name ring a bell?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think he might have wore the number 1, which is kind of crazy. Kevin's wearing that now. Hatfield may have wore it before, but just some things in the past. Again, we close out with Tevan Evans, Western Guilford quarterback. What do you have to do to win that game tomorrow night? And you won't walk off the field satisfied unless you do it.
We have to execute on both sides of the ball. We have to make sure every play is run right. Defense, make sure that we make the right reads, make sure we get the right calls from the coaches, and just play hard.
And follow through. Yeah. Listen, excellent job.
Thank you.
Tevan Evans, Western Guilford quarterback. We'll see him again tomorrow night at Western for the Southern game.